What's up, folks? Compliments of a good friend of mine, Brian Patrick. He told me to hold the camera sideways on the phone for maximum effect. Taking his advice since he's a videographer, producer extraordinaire. And that said, I just wanted to shoot this quick video on vision. And when you know your path, as only you're going to know it, right? Because it's you, it's exclusive to you. When you're on that path and you have a vision for your life and what you're out to create in the world, it kind of takes me back to something I used to say about geniuses. Geniuses, how would I say that? It was something to the effect of geniuses are so brilliant. They're genius. So it's obvious that they're brilliant. Geniuses, nobody understands them but them. And even they may get caught up in their own brilliance sometimes. And so, whatever your brilliance or gift is to humanity or what you want to contribute to the world, when people, throw shade at you, which they will from time to time, or you can just detect envy and jealousy from people, big deal. I guess if anything, the main thing that I would say around that is let that be a part of what motivates you or fuels you to keep going. Um, I know what I want. And at times, I'd be the first to admit that I've resisted putting it on paper because then I have to be accountable to what I put on paper. I've even resisted, well, that's been one of the main ways, and that's actually one of the main ways that allows you to fulfill on it. So, that being said, I'm taking those actions now, whereas the before I wasn't, because I noticed a pattern where I would say things to people and they're like, well, I've heard you say that before. And then I'm just like, gee whiz, am I that bad? Am I that much of a broken record? And that sucks to have more than one or two people say, yeah, I've heard you say that before. So if anything, you know, I got the memo and I'm putting it on paper. I'm in action around it. And it still is one of those things that shows up to where, like today, I went to an event and a lady was talking about the importance of programming and, talking about delta and theta and beta and the different states of consciousness that we're in and why it's important to constantly program ourselves with what we want to create in our life. Like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise. I mean, that's just a simple example. But one of the main things she was talking about is that that's why you want to make sure that you're doing it right before you go to bed at night or right after you wake up in the morning, because that's when you are in the alpha state, as I understand it. And that's when your subconscious mind is most agreeable to accepting a new suggestion. And that's another reason why you shouldn't really watch things like television news, which is negative, and a lot of these crappy programs and a lot of this music that's complete garbage. Because essentially your subconscious, even if you're not in the alpha state, right before going to bed or right after waking up in the morning, it's still a program. And as the saying goes, repetition of a message constitutes mental programming. And be mindful of the fact that when you are creating your reality through affirmations, declarations, visualization, some people use magic, whatever, the reality of it is stuff is going to show up at times that if you don't stay grounded, it could take you out. I know, because I've had that experience myself. So the main point to it all is to stay on your square, stay in your purpose. You be intentional. Know what your why is, why you're taking the actions that you're taking, because during those up and down times that will happen, you're gonna need something to help to keep you going and keep you motivated. When somebody close to you says something that's totally just, doing what I can to use less scatological language, profanity. But when somebody says something to you, or I should say, and when somebody says something to you, which they will from time to time, people that are close to you, that is foul, that is just a outright attack, because maybe they're envious of you or jealous of you, or just don't want to, the other aspect to that is maybe in that same conversation of envy and jealousy, they don't want to see you succeed or whatever it might be. Screw them. Go on about your business. Stay focused. And again, if necessary, use that as fuel. And sometimes it works to get a little angry. I'm not saying you should use that as the primary thing to fuel you, because I don't think that's a healthy emotion to create, abundance from, because it can be really short lived because it takes a toll on your health. Our organs respond to the different emotions that we give off at a given time. So, if anything, operate more from the space of joy. Be joyful, smile. And when they throw shade at you, smile or just look at them, acknowledge it, and just keep moving. Because if there was ever a time when it's needed for people to really stand for something, now is that time. And sometimes you're going to piss people off on your journey because they don't like what you say or how you say it, because they don't get the experience and why you're saying it, because you're coming from different life. I am, when I say it, not you. I'm going to speak completely about myself in this case. I am speaking from my life experience. So when I share stuff on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, I ain't trying to piss nobody off. I'm trying my thing is, I'm like, yo, if this can be an inspiration to you, then so be it. Because there have been so many people on social media with the various things that they posted that have inspired me. I mean, famous people like Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone or Tahuti Ma'at Ra. Big shout out to that brother on Twitter. Or other people or just, people that are my peers, coworkers, friends, family that have shared things that have inspired me to keep going. Whatever fuels you, Fuel, if I'm saying that right, fuels. Let that be your driver. Let that be your why. Keep going. The world needs your gift now more so than ever. So buckle down, dig down deeper. Get back into reading. That's one of the things that I'm taking on, and I'm actually really excited about. I'm really falling in love with my books again, and the authors that have created these masterpieces, as far as I see it, on various things, whether it's, financial literacy, money and finance, health and wellness, men and women and relationships. I mean, you name it. Law. I'm falling in love with my books again and learning, and it's just an ongoing, all the time process. So keep your vision. Keep your why, keep your mission statement right there in front of you. Let that drive you all the time, and keep as one of the scriptures in the Bible that I'm quite fond of is be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Keep going, keep reprogramming yourself every day. Be vigilant. We are dealing with some very challenging times in the world right now. And if there was ever a time when we need people that are committed and really out to cause greatness and to help others step into their greatness and their power, now is that time. So be encouraged, stay strong, be powerful, and create your best life. Take care.